Every great Hollywood movie begins not with a bang, but with a whisper. It starts as a simple, fleeting idea. This initial spark could be anything. It might be a compelling question, such as, what if dinosaurs were brought back to life, which became the foundation for Jurassic Park? It could also be a fascinating character, a historical event, or even a dream. The idea itself is just a seed. The real work begins when someone, often a producer or a writer, sees the potential in that seed. They believe this small concept has the power to grow into a story that can captivate millions of people on the big screen. This initial belief is the crucial first step on the long and complex journey of filmmaking. Once an idea is deemed promising, it must be developed into a screenplay or script. This is where a screenwriter comes in. Their job is to transform the abstract concept into a detailed narrative. They create the characters, write the dialogue, and construct the plot, scene by scene. The script is the architectural blueprint for the entire film. It outlines every action, every word, and every emotional beat. A famous example is the script for Pulp Fiction, written by Quentin Tarantino. His non-linear structure and sharp, witty dialogue were all meticulously planned on the page long before a single frame was ever shot. The script must be compelling enough to attract directors, actors, and financial investors to the project. The process of writing a script is often long and involves many revisions. The first version is called a first draft. This draft is then shared with producers and studio executives who provide feedback. They might suggest changes to the story to make it more exciting or to appeal to a wider audience. The screenwriter will then write a second draft, a third draft, and sometimes many more. This collaborative process is called development. It can take months or even years to get the script just right. The goal is to create a story that is not only entertaining, but also has a clear structure, with a beginning, a middle, and a satisfying end. Every scene must serve a purpose, moving the story forward. Finally, the script is greenlit, which means a studio has officially agreed to fund the movie. This is a major milestone. The script is no longer just a document. It has become a tangible project with a budget and a production schedule. The words on the page are now set to become living, breathing moments. For example, the detailed descriptions of the magical world in the Harry Potter scripts were essential for the filmmakers to visualize and create the enchanting universe we see in the films. The script serves as the definitive guide for every single person who will work on the movie, from the director to the set designer, ensuring everyone is helping to tell the same cohesive and powerful story. With a finished script, the film enters the pre-production phase. This is the planning stage where all the arrangements are made before filming begins. The director is the creative leader of this process. They work closely with a team to break down the script and plan how to bring it to life visually. A key part of this is creating storyboards, which are like a comic book version of the movie. Each panel shows a specific shot, helping the director and cinematographer plan camera angles and movements. For a film like The Lord of the Rings, director Peter Jackson used extensive storyboards and pre-visualization to map out the epic battle scenes and complex fantasy world, ensuring his vision was clear to the entire crew long before they set foot in New Zealand. The director assembles a team of key department heads. This includes media group, department heads in film production meeting, production designer with set sketches, costume and prop designs on table at stock at distribute equally. The production designer, who is responsible for the overall look of the film, including sets, costumes, and props. The cinematographer or director of photography, who is in charge of the camera and lighting, crafting the visual mood of each scene. The producer, who manages the budget and schedule, making sure the project stays on track and within its financial limits. This team works together to solve problems and make creative decisions. For instance, in Blade Runner, the production designer and cinematographer work together to create the film's iconic, rain-soaked, neon-lit dystopian future. This careful planning in pre-production is essential for a smooth and efficient shoot. Casting is one of the most critical parts of pre-production. The casting director works with the director to find the right actors for each role. This involves holding auditions where actors perform scenes from the script. The right casting choice can make or break a film. Think of how perfectly Robert Downey Jr. embodied the character of Tony Stark in Iron Man. His performance defined the role and became central to the success of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. The chemistry between actors is also very important. The casting director must consider how different actors will work together on screen, especially for lead roles that share many scenes, like the famous pairing of Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet in Titanic. Once the main actors are chosen, other pre-production tasks continue. These include media group, location scouts examining film site, filmmakers touring potential locations, film crew taking photos at location at stock, at distribute _equally. Locations are scouted and secured, sets are built on studio soundstages, costumes are designed and created, the crew is hired, from the gaffers who manage lighting to the sound mixers who will capture the dialogue. If a film requires special effects, the visual effects team begins designing the computer-generated imagery that will be added later. Every single detail is planned out. By the end of pre-production, the entire film exists on paper and in detailed plans. This meticulous preparation ensures that when the cameras finally start rolling, everyone knows exactly what they need to do to bring the director's vision to reality. The production phase, also known as principal photography, is when the actual filming takes place. This is the part of filmmaking that most people imagine. The set is bustling with activity, the director is shouting action, and the actors are performing their scenes in front of the camera. The director is in charge on set, guiding the actors' performances, and making sure each shot aligns with their overall vision for the film. They work side by side with the cinematographer to frame the shots and create the right lighting. Every day on set is highly structured, following a call sheet that details which scenes will be filmed, which actors are needed, and the schedule for the day. On the set, a large crew works in perfect harmony. The camera operators physically handle the cameras, following the cinematographer's instructions. The sound crew uses boom microphones and tiny hidden mics to capture clean dialogue from the actors. The lighting department, led by the gaffer, sets up and adjusts complex lighting rigs to create mood and visibility. Meanwhile, the art department, including set dressers and prop masters, ensures that every object in the frame looks perfect and is in the correct place. This collaborative effort is like a well-oiled machine. In a film like Inception, the crew had to create complex rotating sets and intricate practical effects, which required incredible coordination between all departments during production. The actors are at the heart of the production process. Their job is to bring the characters from the script to life. This requires more than just memorizing lines. They must understand their characters' motivations, emotions, and relationships. The director works closely with the actors, giving them notes and guidance to help shape their performance. A scene is often filmed multiple times from different angles and with different performance variations. These different versions are called takes. The director will choose the best take from each camera setup during the editing process. This repetition ensures that they have plenty of options to create the most impactful and emotionally resonant scene possible. Filming can take place in various locations. Sometimes it happens on a controlled soundstage in a studio. Other times, the crew travels to shoot on location in real-world places that fit the story's setting. Shooting on location can add a level of authenticity that is hard to replicate in a studio. For example, the epic landscapes in Dune were filmed in the real deserts of Jordan and Abu Dhabi, which gave the film its grand and realistic scale. The production phase is often the most expensive and intense part of making a movie. It demands long hours, hard work, and constant problem-solving from everyone involved to capture all the necessary footage for the final film. Once filming is complete, the movie enters post-production. This is where all the raw footage, sound recordings, and other elements are assembled to create the final film. The first and most important step is editing. The editor, working with the director, sifts through all the takes that were shot during production. They select the very best performances and shots and piece them together to form coherent scenes. The editor shapes the rhythm and pace of the film, deciding how long a shot should last or when to cut to a different angle. This process can completely change the feel of a story. The editing in a fast-paced action movie like Mad Max Fury Road is quick and frantic to create a sense of chaos and excitement. While the picture is being edited, the sound team begins their work. This involves much more than just the dialogue recorded on set. Sound designers create and add all the other noises you hear, from footsteps and rustling leaves to futuristic laser blasts. This is called Foley and sound effects. At the same time, a composer writes the musical score, which is the background music that enhances the emotional tone of the film. John Williams' iconic score for Star Wars is a perfect example of how music can become inseparable from a movie's identity. Finally, all these sound elements, dialogue, sound effects, and music are mixed together to create a rich and immersive audio experience for the audience. This is also the stage where visual effects are finalized and added to the film. In modern Hollywood movies, VFX plays a huge role. This can range from simple touch-ups, like removing a wire that was holding an actor, to creating entire digital characters and worlds. In a movie like Avatar, the majority of what you see on screen, including the alien planet of Pandora and its inhabitants, was generated by computers. The VFX artists meticulously integrate these digital elements with the live-action footage, making sure they look seamless and realistic. This process requires powerful computers and incredible artistic skill, and it can often take the longest time to complete in post-production. After months of editing, sound mixing, and visual effects work, the film is finally complete. The finished product is then shown to test audiences to get feedback before its official release. Based on this feedback, the director might make some final small changes. The movie is then ready for its premiere and distribution to cinemas around the world. Every single step in this long process, from the initial idea to the final sound mix, is crucial. It is the careful collaboration of hundreds of talented individuals, writers, directors, actors, editors, and technicians, that transforms a simple concept into the cinematic magic that entertains and moves audiences everywhere. This detailed process is why Hollywood films can create such incredible and unforgettable worlds.